Hey, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch for the 5th and final round of our Green White Depths League. We're currently 4-1. Sorry, 3-1. Looking to go 4-1 against you, Landon. Interesting. So most likely against Reanimator. Which isn't too bad with this hand because we have the crop rotation. So I'm going to keep this. Here's Chancellor. Okay. A little bit rough. See if they just go for it. I think because of the Chancellor, Mox Diamond is just our best play. Looks like they might even have an Entomb. Interesting. Entombing in our upkeep to play around Force of Negation. So obviously they don't know what we're playing against, which is kind of nice. There's Grizzle. Knight. Still probably worth playing Windswept Heath and passing. I would like to not give away the deck. If they're just going to win this turn, we can try and concede before they, give away too much information. But I think we have a few different routes to victory here. This looks like Exhume. Animate dead, okay. That's gonna be fine. So they need two... Okay, nothing. Interesting. Pretty happy with just stage here. Karakas, sadly. And then look for Bojuka Bog next turn. Interesting going for Karakas. Savannah's really good for us. But this might just be too much. Yeah, we'll just concede in response to the Unmask, we'll concede. So sideboarding's interesting. I definitely like Faerie Macabre and Surgical. I don't mind the parts. But we'll look at what we take out. And then Thalia's on the play actually seem pretty good. Teeg comes out. I think that Ramunap comes out. Sylvan Safekeeper. Library's nice, because if the game goes long, then it allows us to kind of draw into a removal spell. Crop rotations are great, especially for Bojuka Bog. Reclaimers seem great. Do I want to trim on a land? Maybe like a fetch land? Or even like Dryad Arbor? Maybe I don't want all 4 paths. Although path is just so good. Tomik's are probably a little bit weak. Probably drop down on like 2 knights. Maybe drop down on 2 givers. Maybe the givers aren't even that great. Maybe I'd rather like Veil of Summer to hold up. Just because something like Unmask into Reanimate is so good that I want to try to get protection and then hold up Faerie Macabre or Surgical. So I'm going to go ahead with this and see how it goes. But it's always pretty tough. Would love to be on the play. And this hand's pretty great, so we're going to keep this. No Chancellor trigger. So let's go... I don't know if Wasteland is where we want to be. I think Maze is pretty good in this matchup. So maybe it's a case of... I think because we have 4 copies of Stage, I'm pretty happy to go Wasteland first, Mox Diamond, pitching Stage, and then just pass back with Veil of Summer open. So here we'll definitely just Veil this. Savannah. Interesting. So I have access to Scavenging Ooze if I want, which I think is pretty good here. Especially with the Faerie Macabre backup, even though we're tapped out, it might actually cause Eric to go for it. Ritual's fine. Exhume, interesting. We definitely Faerie Macabre, taking out Grizzlebrand, and I guess Faithless Looting, and if they want to Entomb in response, they can. Which is pretty rough, because they have 1 card left. And then it's going to concede, so luckily we get there. Okay. So, on to the last game. I still think Thalia is okay on the draw. How good is Force of Vigor? It stops Animate Dead? Is Animate Dead a 4-of? I wonder if Force of Vigor is worth it. Maybe Force of Vigor is better than the 2 Thalias. So 2 Thalia out, 2 Force of Vigor in. Just gives us a little bit more play, I guess. I really like Faerie Macabre because it plays around Chancellor. There's nothing that you cast, so it doesn't trigger the Chancellor effect. This hand, sadly, is just a little bit too slow. We do have double Mox, but we only have 2 lanes anyway, so let's mulligan this. This hand's a little bit better. I'll keep this. Especially with the Mox Diamond, it's kind of nice. And the Force of Vigor is great. So what do we put down? I think just 1 path. Chancellor, okay. They have gone down to 5 though. Ooh, so we can actually hopefully get there with this Animated because of the Force of Vigor. If it's not your turn, okay. Alright. So Ancient Tomb, cast Mox. We can pay for both of these. Pitch the Dark Depths. Maybe it was better just to path this turn. It's always rough. I guess we let them draw. I don't really want to force here. I want to keep the crop rotation up, so I'll just use path next turn. So here we will path this. Paying for it. That's pretty great. Let's go for Green Suns for Skoos. We're in a pretty good position, and we get there with the 4-1, so that feels really good. Especially get up against Eric, who of course got pretty unlucky there, but sometimes with Reanimator you kind of just got to play with what you get and kind of go for it maybe if it's not even the best position to go for it. But yeah, 4-1 seems great. The deck list seems fine. I really like playing maybe taking out either a Verdant or the second step for a Horizon Canopy, and maybe playing a Tabernacle in the sideboard over the 4th Path. Just for some of the decks that go a little wide, but yeah, really happy with how this deck went. So if you enjoy this content, definitely consider subscribing to my YouTube channel or my Twitch. You can also visit the Green Sun Zenith if you're looking for more Maverick or Green White Depths content. My name is Dukes on Twitch. I have been your host. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Cheers.